Redmond High School Pre-Calculus presents Spiderman's Unit Circle.
Once upon a time, Spiderman was taking a leisurely stroll through Times Square when he got a mysterious call. The caller told Spiderman that his girlfriend, Mary Jane, was going to be kidnapped while shopping at a mall in Queens. Spiderman needs to know the distance between Times Square and Queens to make sure he can get there in time to save his girlfriend. Spiderman knows that the distance between Times Square and Manhattan is a total of 20 miles. He also knows that the angle at Manhattan between Times Square and Queens is exactly 90 degrees. Using his spidey senses, Spiderman figures out that the angle at Times Square between Manhattan and Queens is exactly 60 degrees. Spiderman set up a problem in his head to figure out the distance, but he realized he couldn't remember what the cosine of 60 degrees was. Unfortunately, Spiderman didn't have a calculator with him either. How can Spiderman figure out the cosine of 60 degrees? The unit circle.
Spiderman checked in with an old friend in order to learn the unit circle again. His friend told him that the unit circle was given by the equation x squared plus y squared equals 1. This is the parent equation for a circle. This circle, when graphed, has a radius of 1. The center of the circle is at the point 0, 0, or the origin. The circle is split up into increments of 45 degrees. Furthermore, the circle is once again split into 30-degree increments, and these collections of points are called the standard positions.
So, Spiderman figured out the angle at which he needs to know the cosine, but he still doesn't have a value for cosine 60 degrees yet. How does he find it? Spiderman's friend told him that in order to find the value, a triangle is necessary. The triangle has the right angle here, which means the angle up here is 30 degrees. This triangle is a special right triangle with 30, 60, and 90 degrees. We know that the long leg of the triangle is the y value of the coordinate. We know that the short leg of the triangle is the x value of the coordinate. Lastly, we know that the hypotenuse is equal to 1. We know from geometry that a 30, 60, 90 degree triangle has special rules. We know here that the short leg A is half the length of the hypotenuse. We can use this in our unit circle triangle. Here, the hypotenuse is 1. Half the length of the hypotenuse is 1/2. This means that our x-coordinate is equal to 1/2. Looking back at the triangle rules, we can again see that the long leg is equal to the short leg multiplied by square root 3. We know that the short leg here is 1/2. 1/2 multiplied by square root 3 is equal to 1/2 square root 3, which is square root 3 over 2. Now that we know the x-coordinate is equal to square root 3 over 2, using this similar method, all other standard positions can be filled in. Finally, by using trig identities, we know that sine theta equals y and cosine theta equals x. Spiderman needs to find the cosine of 60 degrees. The x value at the angle of 60 degrees turns out to be 1/2. Using this value, Spiderman solves his equation to find the distance between Times Square and Queens. Fortunately, Spiderman figured out that he was fast enough to cover 40 miles, and soon enough he saved Mary Jane and they lived happily ever after.
The end.